Hello everyone, this is Luca from Revelike and welcome to my review of set number 40557, the Defense of Hoth minifigure pack. This set was made for ages 6+, contains 64 pieces, and is gonna retail for €15 or 15 US dollar. Let's first take a look at the box. The first thing noticeable here is the new 2021 box art style with a diagonal design. Additionally, on the right side we can see the 3 figures included as well as the turret. If we turn the pack around, we can again see the 3 minifigures, now from a straight-on perspective, as well as the other 2 little turrets. Let's now open this packaging and get right into building. Alright, these are all of the contents of the set, but before taking a closer look at the minifigures on their own, let's first see what else the set has to offer. Let's first take a look at this Hoth dish turret, which is in universe a 1.4 FDP tower. The very same turret has been depicted by LEGO in many sets over the course of its history. This one here depicts it a little smaller with only a 4x4 dish instead of the usual 6x6. The turret is positioned on this little piece of snow right here, which you brick built at the beginning. You can also move the turret and articulate it in many ways. The only downside is that it easily breaks off at this point right here. The same thing counts for when you apply too much pressure on the top and then angle it to either side. The base will simply snap in 2 pieces. Generally, I think the depiction by LEGO in this set here is okay, especially considering the price tag. The turret really looks the part. I only wish it was built a little more structural, so it had a bit more of play value. Here on the other side we have the Mark II medium repeating blaster cannon, and this is LEGO's depiction of it. The first thing you can notice is this little battery box thing LEGO included to go with it. I do like that they went over the extra effort to include it, and I think it makes a fine addition. The initial blaster itself is built around this little transparent black Ninjago triangular piece, which does account for the tripod it's on top of. Each leg of the tripod is actually made by a LEGO blaster. I do like the part use here, as well as the option to just remove those blasters and use them individually. I think especially for an accessory pack, it's pretty fitting to include those. In general, I think this turret is also depicted well, at least as well as they could do with the limited price and part count. Let's now take a closer look at the minifigure. The first minifigure we're going to be looking at is this Hoth Rebel Trooper with the dark tan uniform. These ones look like officers, and we can see he's wearing a dark tan vest with a nice little bit of print and plain white legs. I don't mind them including the plain legs on this figure, but I do appreciate the printed parts on the others. His headgear, this minifigure uses the normal Hoth Trooper mold, just with the dark tan color. The minifigure also comes with a rifle, and if we take a look at the back, you can see how the printing on the vest actually continues all the way around. This is also a good opportunity to take a look at the second expression on the back side of the face. I like the 2 prints we're getting for this minifigure. I think they fit both the situation and the facial expression of the minifigure very well, and can be used in various ways if you decide to not use them for this particular figure. The second minifigure we're going to be looking at is this normal Hoth Trooper with the more standard uniform. We can see the printing on the jacket as well as some added printing on the legs. This figure also includes a blaster rifle as well as a little white Star Wars binocular piece. It has the same dark tan mold for the helmet piece with the same visor on as the previous minifigure. While due to reference material, I don't mind the use of the dark tan color for this headgear piece on the previous minifigure. On this one I think it would be better if LEGO just stick to the original white color, as it should match the color of the uniform. The face print we're getting for this minifigure is quite cool, with this reddish brown head and a beard and a relatively neutral facial expression. The head also features a second facial expression at the back of the head, which we're gonna get to in just a second. If we now turn the minifigure around, we can see that also this minifigure has a nicely detailed back torso print. All of the printing on both this and the previous minifigure, as well as the other one we're still gonna review, is very vibrant, and all of the colors match Lego's actual molding colors. If we now lift off the piece of headgear, we can see the slightly more angered facial expression on the backside of the head. Just as with the previous one, I think this is a nice inclusion, and I appreciate the effort Lego went through to make this. Just in general, I'm liking this minifigure, except the little thing I already pointed out with the piece of headgear for it. I think the printed legs are a really nice addition to it that Lego has improved upon with earlier versions. The only thing I wish Lego would have added as well is a little backpack, as that's what we're lacking this time. The third and last minifigure included in this pack is almost identical to the one we just reviewed. The only real difference is the different head, which this one here has a female head print, and also that it doesn't have a binocular piece. The printing on torso and legs is exactly the same as on the other one, and also the headgear piece and back print of the torso are the identical ones. This figure, however, does not feature a secondary facial expression on the back of the head. Let's now get to my final conclusion. I in general really like the set. Figures, despite the little complaints I had, are generally nicely detailed and the prints are well executed. All of the minifigures are messable, so you can even buy multiple of these packs and then create your own Hoth Rebel Defense Force. I do like the builds that are included with this set, but I at least think that the laser dish turret included should have been a little more stable, even if that might sacrifice some detail just for the sake of playability. Overall, I can still suggest this set when putting together a Hoth army, or even if you just want the figures once. I also see the price point as somewhat justified. Through the increasing prices of Lego generally, this is probably gonna be the best way for you to get your hands on some Hoth figures. Especially if you're also planning on picking up the Snowtrooper Battle Pack for the counter side. But those are just my thoughts. Make sure to let me know yours in the comments and give me feedback about my review. Thank you for watching, and I'm gonna see you in the next video.